Alrighty. What is happening, people? How we feeling? Hopefully you've had a fantastic start of your week. It is a Monday morning where you are, a Tuesday before noon where I am. But hopefully you've had a fantastic weekend, Easter, spent some time with your family, got to relax and make some good memes. Kay says April Fools, there's no stream tonight, imagine. Yes, sorry for being a little bit late. Today was a bit chaotic. Both myself and Badaki had some pretty crazy stuff going on through the night. I was puking my guts out. I don't know exactly why, but I'm here, still ready to rock. And Badaki, his wife, has they're just getting a checkup over there's an echo. You guys say there's an echo? Okay. Hello. Let's see. Are we okay now? Okay, I think we're okay now. But anyway, yeah, sorry for being late. Long story short, I was puking through the night, but I'm here, ready to grind. Badaki, his wife, was in the hospital. She's okay. She's totally all right. Just some baby stuff. She just had a baby, so, but she is totally okay. But appreciate y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us. We are still here, ready to roll with you, ready to have a good time. But I appreciate you. Macy's in the chat. He says 24 days until the NFL draft. That's right. Almost 3 weeks away. I'm excited. I'm ready for it to finally be here. There definitely comes a moment where it's like, oh, what if this were to happen? What if this? What if this? It's like, all right, let's just figure it out now. Let's just actually find out what's going to happen. But what's up, Sparrow? Welcome in. What's up, Dan? What's up, Kay? Kyle? What's good? What's up, Pierce? What's up, Steven? Steel Mob Chief? What's Gucci? What's up, Brizzleton? Steven Days in the chat. We got Steel Mob in the chat. Vince says, how you darn? Get them likes up. Yes, we appreciate you. Go ahead and smash that like button as the stream is starting. What's up, Fort? What's up, Joey? Dan 000 says, yo. So obviously, a bit of news to start the stream. A player that y'all know that I love has had some legal issues. I'm sure you're well aware of that by now. So Rashee Rice, over the weekend, to anybody who's living under a rock, there was an incident where there were 2 cars involved in a crash. 6 cars crashed on a major highway in Dallas. We don't know who was driving these cars. We believe, based off the information we currently have, that Rashee Rice was in one of the cars. We don't know if he was driving one of the cars when the cars crashed. Good news is no one was seriously injured. It looked like he fled the scene. Again, I'm saying looked like. It appears because none of us really know 100% at this time. Rashee Rice got an attorney. The attorney gave him, this statement that they're going to release, basically, because throughout the weekend it was like Rashee Rice might be in trouble. There was talks around like, oh, he's fleeing the scene. They can't find him. He's not cooperating. Well, we don't know what's real, what's not real at this point. But what we do know for sure is that Rashee has legal counsel. And we do know that they are working with local authorities. As someone who owns a lot of Rashee Rice, obviously this is a little bit sad for me to hear. What I will say is, this is absolutely not a time where I'm considering selling Rashee Rice. I can't tell you what's going to happen. I can't sit here and pretend like I know exactly how the legal process is going to work itself out. I have heard from many reliable lawyers who also play fantasy football. This is one of the best threads that you can read from Drew Davenport. I'll put that link in the chat in case you guys are interested. But he goes through an in-depth breakdown as someone who is obviously, that has a career in law. It's just 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 different tweets of information around Rashee Rice. But in short, when this incident happened to me, obviously bad situation, but I don't, my instant reaction was not, oh my God, Rashee Rice is done in the NFL, which is basically what you were seeing across the entire Twitterverse in the NFL everywhere. He's done. He's toast. He ruined his career. It's a bit silly. It feels like this happens every offseason. Whatever reason. Wide receivers and cars, NFL players and cars, they don't mix well. Hey, NFL, let's start setting up a Uber app specifically only for NFL players so they get priority. Let's just stop doing dumb stuff if you're an NFL player too. But I have received some of the worst offers for Rashee Rice. Some of the most disrespectful offers for Rashee Rice. I got people sending me 4th round picks for Rashee Rice. Guys, Rashee Rice is probably going to play 16, 15 games, 14 games this year. Of course, happy to be wrong. Of course, with new information, we'll have to adjust. But no one was seriously injured. Obviously, no one died. This is nowhere near a Henry Ruggs situation. So, no, you should, in my opinion, which could be wrong, you should not be panic selling Rashee Rice. It's a bit ridiculous. In my opinion, he's going to be okay. He'll be back out there on the field. So, no, I would not say this is a panic sell on Rashee Rice type of moment. But everyone's going to have their opinion, and that is totally fine. Because at the end of the day, we aren't lawyers. At least I definitely am not. He's going to be fine, in my opinion. Might be a couple game suspension, but no, this isn't going to be some, like, Henry Ruggs situation where, he's definitely going to be gone for the year. And I don't mean to make light of this situation at all because it is serious. But keep in mind, Henry Ruggs, there was a death involved. That is not the situation here. Even Jalen Carter, right? In his situation, there was a death involved. Jalen Carter missed 0 games. I'm not telling you what's right or wrong. I'm just telling you that there's a precedent for this type of incident. Of course, maybe if he was possessing certain drugs or firearms that were illegal or whatever, that's a different story. But there is precedent that this will be totally okay. So if you have Rashee Rice, people have been reaching out to me. What do I do? Stronghold. I'm getting offers for a 4th round pick. Like, are you kidding me? Ridiculous. So stronghold in my opinion, but everyone's going to have a difference of opinion. That's totally okay. And don't take my word for truth because I'm not a lawyer. So I'm not going to pretend I know exactly what's going on, right? But just had to get that out of the way. But I appreciate y'all. Again, do me a favor and smash that like button as the stream is started. Yeah, Joey, that's so true. Yes, get the personal drivers. Yes, Riggs is a very very Ruggs and Rice, very different situation. What's up, Ryan? Welcome in. But all right, guys, appreciate you. Go ahead, hit that like button. We are going to do a rookie draft today. But if you're watching, would you like to be a part of a future video? I'm recording this week. Well, I don't know if you guys have been seeing the videos I've been doing where I've been including you guys. I wanted to make a more of an effort to do that this offseason on our Dynasty channel, to include you guys, the audience, in our content. And a couple of videos that I've released have heavily involved you guys. The sell high video, where I asked you guys to give me what you thought the best sell high was, as well as the best buy low video. If you guys remember, all those were audience driven. The sell high players that was released about 7 days ago. This video was basically based around submissions from you guys, the audience. Also, the video 3 weeks ago where I went and asked you guys who the best buy low trade targets were. You guys submitted for that. So this week I am switching it up, and same idea, but I am doing the best stashes. Okay, everyone loves a stash. Everyone likes finding that, what is it? Needle in the haystack, if you will. So if you want to be in an upcoming video, very simple, okay? Tell me who the best stash in Dynasty football is. I want to know from you guys, from your opinions, all right? All you got to do is submit your opinion in this link. I'll put the link directly in the chat right now for you to our Discord. But in the suggest content tabs is where you're going to submit who you think is the best buy low. But very simple, keep your message to a Twitter level length, 300 characters or less, but still give good reasons why. Don't just put like one name, like Clyde Edwards-Helaire, No reason behind it. Add a trade if you believe that you've seen, like, or whatever you think is realistic. And I'll be recording that video probably tomorrow. So again, submit your entries in the suggest content idea. I love it, Steven. I love it. I'll definitely have a look. But if you guys want to join me for tonight's stream, this is the channel that you need to be aware of. All right, over there in the Discord. That is where I'm going to send the link for you to join me. So Discord is in the chat. Join the Discord. I will send the sleeper link right here in the content releases channel, right where I just put that message. I will choose a spot. Let's go 7. I feel like 7 is an interesting spot to be in. Actually 8. I feel like 8 is a little bit more interesting at times to be in. But we're going to go ahead and send this link off in 3, 2, 1. That link has been sent. It is first come, first serve. But just before this thing fills up, I just want to let you guys know that tomorrow night we will be doing live Dynasty team reviews. All right, tomorrow night we'll be live doing Dynasty team reviews. If you want your team reviewed, I'll put a direct link in the chat. A lot of links in the chat right now as I'm realizing this. But very simple. All you need to do is 1, become a Mother Flocker member, and 2, use the code LAND. All right, got to do those 2 things. And if you do, you'll get a Dynasty team review from us on a live stream. You'll get our rookie report, all of our rankings, all of the things that you see on your screen here. So again, if you want your team to be reviewed by us, it's a very simple process. But all right, we are stepping into an alternate reality today. And that reality is given to us by Vinny Iyer, thesportingnews.com. So the landing spots are in the chat right there for you if you want to follow along. I'll also edit the description, so they're in the description. A lot of links today, guys. A lot of links. It's Link City over here in the chat, but I appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. But let's look at the world that we're about to live in here today, okay? So, in round 1, the Bears go Caleb Williams. No surprise there. Then Drake May to the Commanders. It's starting to feel consensus, Jaden Daniels, so it's nice to see someone kind of change that up. The Patriots go Jaden Daniels. Marvin Harrison Jr. is a Cardinal. Brock Bowers to the Chargers. Malik Neighbors to the Giants. Then at pick 10, we get Rome Odunze to the Jets, linking up with Garrett Wilson. The Minnesota Vikings, J.J. McCarthy. Bo Nix goes to the Broncos. So 5 quarterbacks in the first 12 picks to a lot of quarterback-needy teams. Then we go to Brian Thomas Jr., who goes to the Bills at pick 28. And into round 2, Adonai Mitchell falls round 2 to the Patriots. Troy Franklin links up with Justin Herbert with the Chargers. The Panthers get Xavier Worthy, pick 39. Lab McConkey to the Commanders. I haven't seen that one often. Not sure how I feel about it, but okay, all right. Xavier Legette to the Colts. Michael Penix Jr. to the Giants. He's gaining some steam as of late. The Steelers get Keon Coleman. Not sure how I love him fitting with George Pickens. My guy, Javon Baker, getting some love. He goes to the Texans at pick 59. Slick Ricky Pearsall to the Lions at pick 61. Jermaine Burton to the Ravens. Jonathan Brooks is the first running back off the board to the Kansas City Chiefs. Watch, he's going to be a first-round pick. I'm telling y'all, in rookie drafts, if that happens, first-round pick. Blake Corum to the Arizona Cardinals in round 3. Jalen McMillan, my guy, to the Chargers. Love the fit. I've told y'all before, his ceiling comp to me is Keenan Allen. Ceiling, not realistic, ceiling comp, okay? We also see Jalen Polk to the Bears, Malachi Corley to the Broncos, Jatavion Sanders to the Bengals, Spencer Rattler to the Seahawks, Braylon Allen to the Cowboys, Roman Wilson to the Cardinals, Tez Walker to the Bucks, Brendan Rice to the Chiefs, Jamari Thrash to the Bengals, Audric Esme to the Rams, Johnny Wilson to the Commanders, and into round 4, where we see Jalen Wright to the Panthers, Theo Johnson to the Patriots, Trey Benson to the Giants, Bucky Irvin to the Chargers, Michael Pratt to the Jets, Marshawn Lloyd to the Raiders, Cade Stover to the Colts, Ray Davis to the Eagles, Ben Sinnott to the Broncos, Will Shipley to the Texans, Anaya Smith to the Texans, so they double up on offense in round 4, Into round 5, you can look at round 6 and 7 on your own time if you like, but into round 5, where we see Jacob Coing to the Panthers, the Falcons get Malik Washington, Luke McCaffrey to the Broncos, Isaac Herendo to the Broncos, Cornelius Johnson to the Raiders, Dallin Hawker to the Bengals, so they double up on tight end this draft, Marcus Rosemy-Jack Saint to the Jaguars, Dylan Labe to the Rams, Bub Means to the Vikings, Jared Wiley to the Dolphins, yeah, and Jaheim Bell to the Saints. Y'all can look at the rest of this one on your own time if you like. But link is in the chat. It's also in the description. That's the world we're living in today. But it is a super flex PPR tight end premium mock. So let's get this bad boy started here. As Dadpool GM is at the 101, and he pulls a shocker out of the hat. Jaden Daniels at the 101. I've seen this happen very often when Daniels goes to the Commanders, but I haven't seen this happen when he's a Patriot. A lot of people worried about the Patriot supporting cast for Jaden Daniels, so Dadpool's putting some respect on Daniels' name and getting a little spicy. And look at this, Caleb Williams at the 102, Drake May at the 103, somehow Marvin falls to the 104. This mock draft is absolute chaos right now. This is absolute chaos as we sit here. Caleb, Drake, Marvin, all gone. Brock Bowers goes. JJ McCarthy, who went to the Vikings, is off the board. Absolute chaos in this mock draft. And I like chaos. Some people like watching the world burn. At times, that can be me. At times. Not always. But I'm up on the clock. And, man, this is interesting for sure. I like that Macy went JJ McCarthy at the 106, though. Any quarterback that goes to the Vikings is someone I'm willing to bet on personally. But all right, tough decision to make here. I can choose between a wide receiver in round 1 or a quarterback in round 1. Gosh, this is a tough decision. I'm still trying to wrap my head around Marvin Harrison Jr. going at the 104. Oh, Brock Bowers to the Chargers. I like that pick there in a tight end premium format too. Sheesh. All right. Let's be real. We're picking between Rome Odunze to the Jets or Bo Nix to the Broncos. Superflex League. I got a quarterback that was drafted in the top 12. And a quarterback that I like. I know a lot of people don't like Bo Nix. I like Bo Nix. I think he can run an NFL offense seamlessly is probably the better way to say that. Yeah, we're going to go Bo Nix here. We're going to shock the world. We're going to shock the world and grab Bo Nix at the 108, leaving Rome Odunze all the way at the 109. Hey, if you were looking at today's stream and thinking, oh, another chalked mock draft. Anything but today. Anything but a chalked mock draft. As Bo Nix comes off the board, that is Sean Payton's decision. This is the first time Sean Payton has drafted a quarterback in round 1. It's his team. He's running the show. He gets to make these decisions as Rome Odunze and Brian Thomas Jr. come off the board. But I'm going to trust that if Sean Payton sees Bo Nix as a worthy round 1 pick, I'm also going to view him in that light myself. And I'm going to bet on Sean Payton figuring it out, even though it's been pretty rough for the last couple of years there. But you got to think about it. Russell Wilson's not really a pre-snap guru, if you will. Drew Brees was a very good pre-snap. And Bo Nix, I've said this time and time again, I believe he's the best pre-snap quarterback in this class. Oregon would let him run the offense on his own for stretches there in 2023. Very good at recognizing what the defense is trying to do, making pre-snap adjustments, reads the field really well. He's got a very high IQ. I can see how he and Sean Payton would mix really, really well. So I don't mind the pick there. Brian Thomas Jr. links up with Josh Allen at pick 28. They said, bye, Gabe Davis. But don't worry. Hello, Brian Thomas Jr. I still don't see a scenario in which Brian Thomas Jr. is dropping all the way to the end of the first round. Is that crazy? I struggled to see him falling that far, but maybe it is possible. Look, in today's world, it is possible. It happened. Man, I struggle seeing him fall that far. We also see Adonai Mitchell and then Michael Penix Jr. off the board. Adonai Mitchell goes to the Patriots in round 2. Michael Penix Jr. to the Giants in round 2. So, in the first round, 6 of the 12 picks are quarterbacks. And I contributed to that. I know I'm part of the problem here, but 6 out of the 12 picks are quarterbacks. The draft is going to change so much. I mean, so much that people feel like this is absolutely how rookie drafts are going to go. Wait till the draft happens because everything can be absolutely flipped on its head. But you guys know I got to ask you the question. Who's the best value in round 1? Who do you guys believe is the best round 1 pick? I got to know. You got to let me know. I'm a little surprised to see Michael Penix Jr. off the board already, but I get it. Daniel Jones does not feel like he's got a lot of job security over there in New York, so it makes a lot of sense. But I'm curious to hear from you guys. Best value in round 1, as I'm making sure I've marked off all the players on my end. Yep. All right, best value, Marv. Best value is Brian Thomas, then Odunze. We've got a Marvin Odunze, a Marv, without a doubt. And Dan says Odunze. Yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. at the 104 is kind of bonkers. I mean, we have not seen that very much at all. You know, in the last, 4 months? We have not seen Marv fall to the 104 very many times, if at all, actually. EJD says Knicks. I think he's just trying to hype me up, though. Just trying to hype me up as the best value, but I appreciate it. But yeah, Marv at the 104, absolutely crazy value. Today, guys, I have a like goal of 100 likes. If we do reach 100 likes, I will pop off a second mock draft for you guys. And we're already halfway there. We're already at 56, so do me a massive favor. If you have yet to hit that like button, go ahead and do so. Simple way for you to help this channel grow. And let's get to 100 likes for another mock draft. But let's get into round 2 here. Still a lot of good players available. So Jaden Daniels at the 101, then Troy Franklin comes off the board next for Team 1. How do we feel about Troy Franklin with the Chargers? I kind of love that fit because they do need someone to stretch the field for them, and clearly the depth chart is open for competition. Xavier Worthy off the board next. He goes to the Panthers in round 2. Ladd McConkey next. He goes to the Commanders right after Xavier Worthy in round 2. So yeah, very, very surprising. Jacob said McCarthy ain't a bad choice either in the Vikings offense. You'd love to see it. He and QJ can drop passes together. That's hilarious. Rome is wild sitting at pick 9. I know. I'm telling y'all, the draft, so many things can change. Xavier Legette goes off the board at the 204. He joins the Colts. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not loving that landing spot. I'm not obsessed with that landing spot. Xavier Legette to the Colts. Man, Michael Pittman there long term. Relying on Anthony Richardson to take those next steps as a passer. Competing with Pittman, Pierce, Downs. I don't know, man. I'm not sure I'm sold on that one, but y'all tell me. I'm sure y'all will tell me why I'm wrong. I'm sure you'll tell me. Roman says, I feel like any second round receiver that goes to the Steelers means they see something we don't, and therefore I'm buying. I love that. I love that. I mean, they are very good at building wide receivers up, aren't they? Chef says Legette pushes Pierce out of the way. And I am absolutely shocked that Jonathan Brooks lasted that long. Damn it, D. Macy. Damn it. Every time with you. Every time I mock with you. You son of a bitch. You sneaky son of a bitch. How could you? Jalen McMillan goes. I was really excited, man. I thought for sure. Y'all always let McMillan fall. I thought he was about to fall to me at the 2-8. Love him in Los Angeles with the Chargers. I just think that is the perfect pathway for him to be their starting slot receiver. So I'm very jealous. But can we talk about Jonathan Brooks at the 205? Guys, how are we letting Jonathan Brooks fall that far? Second round pick to the Chiefs. I know it's a Chiefs landing spot, but we all like, this isn't a Clyde situation where, you know, you're pushing someone up because of a landing spot. We all think Jonathan Brooks is a very, very talented player. How are we letting him fall to the 205? That's crazy, man. That's crazy talk. Absolutely chaotic in the chat. EJD says, I'm never drafting a running back with an ACL. So only running backs, no ACLs, you're saying? So, like, that would mean Tajay Spears was, like, your number one player last year. Jokes, all jokes. What's up, Maddie? Welcome in, welcome in. All right, I'm on the clock. Big decisions to make. Big decisions to make here. There's players that I like. I just hate their landing spots on the board. There's players that I like, and they fell quite significantly down the board as well. There's players that I don't like, and they went higher. I had Jalen McMillan locked in my head. He was my locked and loaded pick before Macy just ruined it. But, okay, I'll take the discount. He falls to round 4. I'll get my RB1 in the class. I do not think he's going to fall this far in the real draft, but maybe he does. I'll take Trey Benson at the 208. He goes to the Giants. I'm assuming that Benson and Singletary are going to share that backload a little bit. That backfield, rather, a little bit. But I do believe at some point we'll see Trey Benson kind of take over that RB1 role. That's my bet there on that pick. We also see Braylon Allen and Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman, I think, is a value there. He goes to the Steelers in round 2. I don't like the fit with George Pickens, but at the 210, I think Keon Coleman's a great pick. Braylon Allen goes to the Cowboys in round 3, so that is obviously a very good pick as well. So lots of values here as we're getting into the end of round 2 for sure. Chef says the injury is why I didn't draft him. I can't afford my fake team not making a run for it now. I can respect it. I can respect it. You might regret that, you know, week 10 though. You'd love to see it. But, I mean, look, I think there will be people who for sure will not draft Jonathan Brooks. But if you think about it, Brooks has an opportunity to really let that ACL heal with Isaiah Pacheco in the lineup. You do not need to force it with Brooks there. It is a long-term investment, obviously, but definitely could pay off dividends. Absolute dividends you could see with a pick like Jonathan Brooks there. But one thing we didn't talk about is Ladd McConkey to the Commanders. Love the player. I guess he links up with Drake May. It's interesting. They'll go through rookie camp together. But man, I don't understand why the Commanders would draft a wide receiver in round 2. That is a pick I absolutely love. The Malachi Corley pick at the 211. I love that pick. Malachi Corley going to the Broncos. Is that right? To the Broncos in round 3. Who, by the way, just drafted Bo Nix. So Malachi Corley is going to have a rookie camp with Bo Nix. He'll be the guy that Bo Nix is throwing the ball to, building some rapport with. And the Broncos need a creative yak receiver that they can rely on. So I love the Malachi Corley pick there at the 211. Roman Wilson to the Cardinals as well in round 3. That rounds out that round for us. Let me just make sure I'm marking down these players as I go. But that's the end of round 2. Y'all know what I'm going to ask. Y'all already know before I'm going to ask it. Who do you think is the best value in all of round 2? Let me know in the chat. Best value in round 2. Who do you think it is? I'm going to take a little seat here. I mean, I know who I think it is, but I'm curious to see what you guys think. Rowan says, McConkey to the Commanders very confusing, so I'm going to say Brooks is the best value. Jonathan Brooks, Jacob says, best value. ACLs are not career-ending injuries anymore. He'll be just fine. Trey says Keon is the best value. Dan says Brooks is the best value. Chef says, Chef. Yes, Chef. says Brooks and Allen. Matthew says Roman. Kay loves the Braylon Allen landing spot. Braylon or McMillan from Sparrow. EJD says Benson. Yeah, I think Brooks is the best one, man. It's got to be Brooks in my opinion. I would say Benson, but obviously he fell to round 4. I still think he's going to beat out Devin Singletary, so I think, obviously I like that pick in Trey Benson. I made it. But between Brooks, McMillan, Benson, Keon, and Malachi, and Braylon, I mean, look at that. I just named 6 players. I'm cheating at this point. But I think everyone there got really, really good values. And I like Javon Baker too, man. And I like all these picks at the beginning of the second round as well. So I'm pretty much cheating. But hey guys, do me a favor, smash that like button. My like goal for today is 100. And we are currently just 34 likes away from reaching that like goal. If we do reach 100, I will pop off a second mock draft for you guys. We'll try and get a whole new group of people in the mock draft. So again, do me a favor, hit that like button to show some love. But we appreciate you big time. Very fun draft so far. A lot of very interesting landing spots. And this NFL draft actually feels like relatively realistic. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, we'll have our opinions about where certain people land. But there's plenty of players that land in spots where we're like, oh, I hate that. Why did they land there? And there's plenty of players where you're like, damn, that's a fun landing spot. Jonathan Brooks of the Chiefs. You know, what could that be? So definitely a fun mock draft so far. I've enjoyed this one. Slick Ricky Pearsall off the board. Then Blake Corum. Remember, Blake Corum to the Cardinals in round 3. So he joins James Conner and Kyler Murray as well as Marvin Harrison Jr. Bucky Irving goes to the Chargers in round 4. Spencer Rattler was the Seahawks pick in round 3. I like Rattler, but now you got to compete with Geno, Sam Howell. It's a fine pick in the 3rd round, Superflex League. Shoot for the moon, if you will. But it gets any quarterback who's drafted to the Seahawks, it gets really messy now, with all those quarterbacks there. Jalen Wright to the Panthers, that is an incredible value in the 4th round. Jatavion Sanders goes to the Bengals, another incredible value in a tight end premium format. Love the picks so far, guys. Y'all are absolutely killing it. You're going to make my decision really tough here in a second. Jalen Wright is... Oh, I love that pick, man. You cannot convince me that Jalen Wright could not beat out Chuba Hubbard. You just cannot convince me of that. So I love that shot at the 305, potential starting running back at some point in the year. I like that bet. Jalen Polk off the board. He goes to Chicago with Caleb Williams. He's in round 3. So I got a tough decision to make here. Very tough decision to make. There is a couple running backs I really like. There's a wide receiver that I just think is a screaming value at the 308. I wish you guys made my decision a little bit easier here. Because there's a running back I desperately want. And there's also a receiver that I just think is one of the best values so far in the entire draft. Y'all making it so tough. How much do I really think Zamir White is holding down that job? That's the question. Can Zamir White really hold down that job? I'm not so sure. We're going to grab Marshawn Lloyd here. He goes to the Raiders in round 4. That was a tough decision to make. I wanted to draft at least 2 players there at the same time. Yeah, I think Miles Sanders, is he done? I don't know, but think about it. New coaching staff who didn't decide to really bring him in. It didn't really work out last year. He didn't look very efficient. Is he done? I don't know that I would say he's done, but I don't think he's ever going to be like a relevant name in Carolina for fantasy. That's what I'll say. Tez Walker comes off the board next. Tez went to the Bucks in round 3. Man, I'm surprised there's a certain name still available. Jermaine Burton. I love the pick. Imagine getting a... Do you guys know how deep this class is? The 310 just netted someone a second round wide receiver. That is how deep this class is. We may never see a class this deep again. A second round wide receiver going at the 310. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Really good pick by Team 10 there. KM Cabby. Really, really good pick. I was thinking about taking him at the 308. Just my boy Marshawn Lloyd was on the board. But damn, I was tempted. I'm not going to lie. I was very, very tempted by that pick. Taylor said I was going to take Burton at the 302. Yeah, I just thought, yeah, he... And I'm part of the problem again. I'm part of the problem. You know? I let him get to the 310 because I wanted Lloyd, but what a value. Chef says, was hoping Burton was going to make it back to me at the 404, he says. What's up, Andrew? I mean, you probably missed a lot, man. You probably missed a lot. We walked through the landing spots earlier, and now we're just getting through a mock. What's up, Rowan? Rowan says, I missed him with the Polk pick. It's okay. Polk's not a bad pick at all. Dan says he forgot about Burton. Too many wide receivers. I'm telling y'all, it is absolutely deep. Trip says, who do you like more between Leggett and Corley? I got those guys very, very close. They're in the same exact tier for me. One's a wide receiver 11, one's a wide receiver 15, but they're in a tier where anyone can be the wide receiver 10 to 17, if that makes sense. But after round 3, Audric Estime, Jacob Cohen were those last picks. Estime went to the Rams, and Cohen went to the Panthers. Cohen's a nice, sneaky little pick there. I kind of like that Cohen pick. That's really sneaky. But who's the best value, guys, in round 3? Who do you think? Best value pick in round 3. Put it in the chat for me. I want to hear your thoughts. What's up, Styles? Says, hey, Zach, just dropping to hit that like. Have a great week, y'all. Appreciate you, man. Big time. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. Oh, I thought I had an update on Rashee Rice. No update yet. No update. All right, best value in round 3. Rowan says Burton is the best value, then Jatavion Sanders. Trey says Jalen Wright. Andrew says Polk all day. Jacob says Wright because he's a day 1 starter. No worries, Trip. Dan says Jatavion to the Bengals was a good one. Trip says Polk. Matthew says Sanders and a tight end premium. Corum from EJD. Who do I think was the best value? It's got to be Burton. It's got to be Burton at the 310, and I literally let it happen. That's what's so crazy. Burton at the 310 feels like the best value. Jalen Wright, close second. Sanders, too. I love that Sanders pick in a tight end premium format. Trip says Sanders won't even be the second best tight end in this class. Wouldn't surprise any of us. I don't think... Is anyone really sold on a tight end outside of Bowers? Are you guys like really heavy on a tight end too? Because I'm not. That wouldn't surprise me. Sanders or Burton? Where are we assuming Burton landed? Andrew, the landing spots are in the chat. I'll also put it, or in the description, I'll also put it in the chat there for you. But he went to the Ravens in round 2 in today's world that we're living in. So to get a round 2 wide receiver at the 310 is crazy. But update on the like goal. We are just 25 likes away from 100. Just 25 likes away from 100. Do us a massive favor. Smash that like button if you have yet to do so. If we reach 100 likes, I will pop off a second mock draft for you guys. If not, no worries at all. But if you want to see a second mock draft, hit that like button. Help us get there. But let's get into round 4 now. Andrew says Bowers or bust. Andy loves Justin Fields as a buy low. Yep, I like Ben Sinnott. Jacob says So off the board, Isaiah Davis, Brendan Rice, not Rashee Rice, who went to the Chiefs, actually. So maybe, most likely his teammate there, stepping in. Where did Isaiah Davis go? I'm not even sure Davis got drafted, did he? I don't think Isaiah Davis got drafted in this mock. Maybe he did. Maybe I'm missing it. Isaac Horrendo. Love that pick. Round 5 to the Broncos. I was eyeing him up for round 4. I love Javonte Williams, but I think Isaac is like a similar player. If they were to draft him, I wonder what confidence they'd have in Javonte moving forward. But I'm a huge fan of Isaac's game, so I like that pick a lot. Big fan over here. Consider me a fan. How many Andrews are in this chat? Yeah, quite a few of you guys got the name Andrew. Someone's got to switch their name to Drew. You know, shorten it up a little bit. Too many Andrews out there. I'm just kidding. That's okay, James. No worries. That's okay. Hey, sometimes you take a shot. Just see what happens. J.C. Parker is now recklessly just scrolling through the mock draft thinking, oh my gosh, who do I buy? Who do I draft here? And it makes sense. Tough decision. I got my eye on a name I want to drop to me, so let's see if that happens or not. I got my eye on 2 names. I'd be happy with 2 different names. 3. I'd be happy with 3 different names. ABC says he's an Andrew too. Malik Washington, Luke McCaffrey off the board. 1 to the Falcons, 1 to the Broncos. Luke McCaffrey to the Broncos is super interesting. Theo Johnson to the Patriots. And a player I think I've been a little too harsh on. People that I really trust have started to mention how much they like this player. I will need to take a second look before the NFL draft. But I've always thought he could be really effective in the air. I haven't been really sold on him being like a true first and second down back. A guy that you can, you know, give the rock to 15 times or, you know, high volume player. But he goes to Houston, and I like the way that he complements a guy like Joe Mixon. I'll take Will Shipley at the 408. So after round 1, I go 3 straight running backs. You know, I mean, we keep saying running backs are going to be values in this draft. And you're catching me drafting a bunch of running backs here. Benson, Lloyd, Shipley, and Bo Nix is the haul that we get off the board there. But Shipley, again, not a player that I was really blown away by. Not a player that I was really in love with. But a lot of people who I trust in the industry do like Will Shipley. I will give him a second look just because I trust those people, and I could be wrong. It wouldn't be the first time. But regardless, as I sit here today, I don't think Will Shipley is like a true first and second, third down guy. I think he is more of a satellite back in the NFL than anything else. Ray Davis comes off the board next. Remember, Ray Davis goes to the Eagles at pick 120. Theo Johnson, super interesting name as well. Really good athlete. Michael Pratt comes off the board. Remember, Pratt went to the Jets in round 4. Andrew says, what percentage of the backfield could you see him getting in Houston in that scenario? Like 30? As a rookie, probably 30%. Mixon's not a bad pass catcher either. I'd say 30%. So how exciting is that? I mean, but at the same time, what if Mixon goes down with an injury? It wouldn't be the first time, would it? You know, that wouldn't be a surprise to any of us, I don't think. So what could Shipley show? I mean, he might have a shot. James says, the industry has me torn on Shipley. I like him, but you all make me feel wrong. Look, guys, this might come as a shock, but I'm telling you right here and right now, there will be players that we're wrong on. It's just true. There will be players that I do not like that will be good in the NFL. It will happen. There will be players that I'm in love with, and it won't translate. But we know we're not going to be perfect. And we know that every year we just want to get better at predicting those hits and misses. But, hey, there are definitely times where there's players that I don't like, but people I trust like them. And I'll have some stock of them in my Dynasty leagues because I know there's an opportunity for those people to be right. So yeah, absolutely, it's always a possibility. But we did not reach our like goal today, guys. That's all right. It's totally okay. But instead, I'm gonna do a Q&A for you guys. Okay? Xavier Hutchinson is one of those names for sure. I still think if he was able to get some volume, he would have been able to produce, but he did not produce. Unfortunately, didn't really get a chance to produce actually, which is frustrating. But guys, we'll do Q&A here to end the stream. Drop your questions. I'll answer 5 questions. So put 5 questions in the chat. But just a friendly reminder, tomorrow night I will be live. I think Badaki will be with me. I'm not sure. I will be live tomorrow night reviewing your Dynasty teams. Okay? And if you want your team to be reviewed, it's very simple. All right, let me walk you through the steps. Okay, very simple steps. Step 1 is to use the promo code LAND when signing up. Step 2 is to become a Mother Flocker member. That's 1 step. That's 2 steps. You've done it. Okay, that's how you can be eligible for a Dynasty team review. Tomorrow night I'll be live. I'll be reviewing people's teams. But if you do want to sign up, again, use the code LAND, become a Mother Flocker. And when you are signing up, I would suggest you to click the instant access button because that will allow you to be instantly eligible for your review instead of waiting for that trial to end. But when you sign up, go to account at the top right, link your Discord, and then you should be able to see all of our premium Discord channels, including the roster submissions tab here, where tomorrow night you see we'll be looking at Philly Snipes and Zeke Cole's team on the stream. We'll see. Maybe we have time for more. I'm not sure. But that is the 1-2 steps for you to get your team reviewed by yours truly. But like I said, 5 questions today. Why is that lagging out so much? I don't know. It's so weird. 5 questions. 5 questions only. Matt is the first one. He says, 1 quarterback. Should I trade away the 108 for JSN? Yeah, in a 1 quarterback format, that would be easily JSN for me because now I'm asking the questions of where did Worthy go? Did one of these running backs go in a good spot? So yeah, that's JSN for me. Kay says, should we be selling Zamir White before the NFL draft or holding? I think it just depends on what you can get. I would be very open to selling if I can get an early 2nd round pick. But what I will say is them adding Alexander Mattison lead you to believe they are unlikely to go running back high in the draft. But of course, it is possible. But Zamir White was a 4th round pick, right? So even if they draft someone round 4, is Zamir's job safe? Hard to say. That's question 2. Question 3 is from Andrew, says, is Taj Washington worth a draft pick at this point? Look, you know what's weird is I was researching for the 2025 class. You guys probably saw that video release here. What is this, 2 days ago now? I released my 2025 draft class rankings, and I actually tracked the 2025 class, at least the players that were on my radar. If you're a member, Mother Flocker member, you'll be able to see this chart, this database that I provided for you guys over on the website. But when I was tracking the wide receivers, I was really shocked to see how high Taj Washington's yak per reception is. It might shock you to know that Taj Washington's yak per reception is higher than like anyone in this class. So that was a little bit surprising to me, but I can't really honestly say that I expect Taj Washington to be a serious contributor at the next level. That doesn't mean he won't be. So that might not be a good direct answer, but it's the best answer I can give. Matthew says, who is the biggest boom bust of this year's draft based on these landing spots? Based on these landing spots. Good question. Biggest boom bust. Boom bust. Boom bust. Gotta be. It's gotta be. A couple names come to mind. Boom bust would indicate that the player went high in the draft. So I'm trying to take that into consideration. I think 4 names really come to mind for me. J.J. McCarthy to the Vikings. Because there are a lot of question marks, right? We are expecting a lot of growth from him. But if he booms, I mean, he could be incredible with those weapons. Bo Nix to the Broncos. Obviously, you know, on the borderline of a first-round pick. And then 2 wide receivers in round 2. Troy Franklin and Keon Coleman. Would be the 2 names I'd point out there. Troy to the Chargers and Keon to the Steelers. Was that 4 questions? I think that was 4. So this is the last one here from EJD. He says, biggest bang for the buck right now. Josh Palmer, current number 1 of the Chargers. I mean, he could be. He definitely could be. Is he the number 1? I don't know. I mean, look, who knows right now? I think their number 1 isn't on the roster yet. I really think they're going to draft someone either round 1 or round 2. And I don't think their round 1 is, or their wide receiver 1 is really even on that team yet. But that's going to be it for today, guys. I did want to remind you guys that if you want to be a part, of my next video that I'm releasing, the video is basically who is the best stash. Okay, so we're talking about the best stashes, the best needle in the haystack players in Dynasty football. If you want to be a part of that next video, all you need to do is submit your submission in the chat, that the link that I just sent in the chat. Mouthful today, but yeah, tell me who you think the best stash is. Put it in the comment section there and suggest content ideas tab. And I'll be looking through those over the next 24 hours. And I'll make a video for you guys here soon. But tell me who you think the best stash is. Put it in this little channel here. And I'll have a geese. But that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a like on your way out. And we'll see you soon. All love.